Let's go with another one on my podcasting. All right. I'm going to do something like a radio DJ, one of the old school, like 80s, 90s radio DJs. And, don't give me any crap for it. Okay. I'm going to do this. And you might laugh at it, you might not. But I'm going to do it anyway. So here's what we got, okay? Introducing the world's first global online music contest and your chance to win $1,000 for identifying potential hits. $1,000. Okay. There's a new music app coming out, which is co-founded by a multi-platinum U.S. producer and an ex-Universal executive, Universal music executive. They're going to pay users up to $1,000 for identifying potential hits. This is a fascinating subject because it used to be where you could have a song become a hit and people would try to identify what songs would be hits. And there are some times where, corporate radio doesn't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're head up from their ass sometimes. And I'm sorry. I say this because I'm upset with the industry. Wasn't too long ago, I made complaints about the radio industry on the latest Olivia Rodrigo hit, Driver's License. Like, how do you miss a hit like that, and how are you late to the game like that? But you are, as always, late to the dance. Now, they were only, 3 days behind for the major stations to start playing it just a little bit. Now they're starting to play it in full rotation. Oh, well, it only took about, 10 days. And for the song to get to number one right away, you're late to the party, of course. It's like you make it to the party finally, and you bring like a bag of chips, and it's like a stale bag of chips on top of that. Well, I brought something. No, you didn't. You didn't do anything. So the thing is to find the songs. Like, okay, streaming can give you what songs are out there, but again, they're talking about potential hits. So it's not something. I mean, it's really kind of interesting about how it might not be streaming, but it's really with the idea that this is to get songs that might become hits before they go to streaming, before they go to sales, before they go to radio, which is like much later. That's the idea. Now, in this story from Music Business Worldwide, music startup Jooky, which is spelled Djooky. Okay, it was co-founded by Brian Malouf, who has worked with the likes of Madonna and Michael Jackson, and ex-Universal Ukraine executive and record producer Andrew Daikovsky. Now, he's the CEO and a co-founder against Brian Malouf. Now, Jooky, it sounds like Whoop-dee from CJ. Whoop-dee, son of the side of the blue whatever he says. Something on the side with a blue cheese, right? Was that what he says? Jooky operates from Los Angeles, Berlin, London, and Kiev in Ukraine. Now, also part of this team is, this is an interesting name, huh? Okay, Grammy-nominated artist and music director Patrice Rushen. Please don't forget me, Nas. Something to remember. Okay. Justin Gray, who is a producer / music executive songwriter. His credits include writing songs for Mariah Carey, John Legend, and Avril Lavigne. And what they have is a feature in this particular app called Hit Hunter. Okay. Users can take part in the voting process for the awards via the app, with the winning artist receiving $10,000 in cash and a recording session at Capitol Studios in Hollywood. Now, there's a Hit Hunter feature. Okay, it works by letting the app's users back songs they believe will grow to be popular on the platform. Jooky plans to run weekly and seasonal leaderboards for Hit Hunter via its app, with each user being granted points. 100 hit points within the app, which reset every week. The more hit points a user allocates to a given song, the higher they will rank if the track proves to be a hit amongst the users in the Jooky Music Awards. There we go. Now, in this, there will be cash prize awards of $10, $25, $50, $75, and $100. And those are for successful users who identify the next potential big hit on a weekly basis. But then the bigger thing is there will be a grand prize of $1,000 to be paid to the world's ultimate hit hunter in the final global round of the competition. And then accompanying prizes: second prize $500, third prize $250, fourth prize $100, fifth prize is $50 being presented to users. And this is the idea of this. Now, Andrew Daikovsky, He explains that there are incredibly difficult times for artists, and they want to have this function in their app to help new talent engage with new audiences. Extending the principle of music recommendation by involving the community in the curation process. And then Brian Malouf says that Hit Hunter gives the non-musicians in our community a fun and unique opportunity to showcase their talent, spouting prowess, and more importantly, become recognized in it for the form of leaderboards and prizes. That's where this comes from. Again, it's an easy way to make maybe, $10, $20, $50, $100,000. $1,000, excuse me, not $100,000, $1,000. Thought it was a cool little story. And again, anything to go ahead and help get artists out there, get some musicians some play, and let some people with a good musical ear say, hey, you know what? This sounds like a hit. Because I know I've done that to myself. Like, when I hear a song the first time, I'm like, oh, that's a hit. When I heard Driver's License and I heard the whole hype about it, I'll tell you what, it was a hit. It is a hit. There was not even the question of that. You could just feel it. It just had that kind of feeling to it. And there are some songs that do that. And you know what? Sometimes it's like easy to get a song that feels like it's going to do that. As like, sometimes when it's going to be a hit because of the popularity. But when a song is good and it's going to perform as a hit because it is a good song, that's a different story. And sometimes that's really cool to hear a song brand new that'll just make it like that. And that's what I think about. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for listening in, finding the shows you do. Now, if you're listening on the audio version, of course, remember there is a YouTube channel where all my content is housed. youtube.com/JBRASCO951. Look for me there, and I'll talk to you next time.